What up, what up, what up, YouTube? What up, what up, what up, YouTube? You clicked the title, you read the page. What's going on in my city? Now, ever since I moved out of New York City 3 years ago, the city has just been a shit show. I think New York need my positive vibes back. That's what New York need. I gotta move back to my city and see what's going on now. Living in Jersey, I do be peeking over and be like, what's going on in my city? What's happening in New York? What's happening in New York? What's going on in New York? I be peeking, over here in Jersey. And I'm seeing news and I'm doing my vlogs. And even when I do my vlogs and I go back and forth to my hometown and I'm looking in New York streets and I'm like, what's happening? You got some migrants losing their mind, disrespecting the city. Not all migrants, but some. And it is horrible. Now, if you're a New Yorker like me, you know New Yorkers don't play no guns. We don't do that. It is against New York law. Okay, no guns. Now, I was informed that recently New York are trying to get their gun laws a little, more open. But as of right now, from what I know, they're very, really strict. So no guns. Then on top of the migrants tripping, you got the mayor giving $53 million to them. When you got New Yorkers starving, I just did a vlog in Harlem, and you got the opioid crisis. It's taking over. Like they said, a New Yorker is dying like every 3 minutes off of this opioid crisis. This is serious. And you got the mayor giving people that don't even belong. And you got the mayor giving people that's not even from here $53 million. Like, what about us? Then on top of that, I go look on some Bronx news. A boyfriend. Then on top of that, I go look at some Bronx news. A boyfriend popped his 2 sons. Listen, thoughts and prayers to everybody. Let's get into these news, man.
2 young sons, ages 8 and 16, have all been shot.
And we have learned that the mother has died. And let's get right to the scene in the Bedford Park section of the Bronx. That's where CBS 2's John Diaz has all the latest for us this morning. John?
Yeah, Andrew and Doug, good morning to both of you. As you just mentioned, police confirming with us that this was a mother who was fatally shot at this hour, though sources telling us that they're searching for her boyfriend. Let's get right out here to this video, though. Take a look at your screen. Police got calls around 5 this morning of a shooting, reporting here to an apartment building by the corner of East 203rd Street and Valentine Avenue. They say that a 40-year-old woman was shot multiple times in her stomach area. She was transported to a nearby hospital where she was pronounced dead shortly after. Sources say that both of her sons not only heard or witnessed their mother getting shot, but they too were also shot. A 16-year-old in his rear end, and his younger brother, just 8 years old, was shot in his arm, according to the NYPD. Both, though, fortunately, are expected to pull through. Shocked neighbors tell us that they feel...
That's what's up. Shout out to them young kings, man. And that's crazy. Like, what in your right mind would make you want to do that? I'm really starting to think what Charlemagne is, the guy says about Florida and the Bronx is true. Like, the craziest people come from the Bronx and Florida. Now, listen, me being from Brooklyn, I don't travel to the Bronx unless necessary. Like, it has to be absolutely necessary. If I don't have no reason, we don't go to the Bronx for many reasons, because it is just known to just being unnecessary rowdy. Like, what is happening?
Feel terrible for the scarring this will leave on the boys.
For me, I'm safe between my door and here, right? But in reality, I mean, this is the first time I never thought someone's gonna shoot in my building, I've been here for 7 years, not in this building, but in this city. And this is another thing that shocked me.
Now, police tell us that this boyfriend is not related to the victim's 2 sons. Meanwhile, authorities are still trying to figure out a...
So he tried to take the life of somebody else's seed. It ain't even your seed you tried to take out. Not that would have made it any better, but that's just like, come on, bro. Like, coward.
Motive behind this shooting, but neighbors do tell us that they heard some arguing, some screaming right before the shooting happened from inside the apartment building. For now,
yo, what could she have said to make him want to do that? I don't know. Thoughts and prayers to everybody, man. We need some positive vibes some way, somehow. Let's get to this next news clip.
Though we are live this morning from the Bedford Park section of the Bronx, John Diaz, CBS 2 News.
John, thank you.
Now at 11, breaking news. New security video shows the shooting in Times Square last night that injured a tourist. who is already in.
Why would you attempt to cause chaos in the city of New York with a weapon that's illegal, wearing all white? How far did you think you were gonna go? You're gonna stick out. And I get what you're saying, TT. This is Times Square. It's so many people, but you're wearing all white. No one commits a crime in all white.
Custody for this and who police are looking for right now. As we get reaction from people visiting the city, we have live team coverage here on News.
And you see, these migrants are reckless. These migrants are reckless. And I know what you about to say, TT. I could show you some people that's in New York that's reckless. Yeah, but show me something like this that a New Yorker born and raised in New York done. Like this. Just openly out, all because of what? You can't.
News 4 starting now. Good to have you with us. I'm Adam Cooperstein. A lot of developments this morning about this Times Square shooting last night. What you're seeing right here is surveillance video of the man who pulled the trigger, and police sources are now telling us he appears to be a migrant staying at a shelter nearby. Right now, there's a tourist recovering from the shooting. Police are looking for the gunman that you see in the white in this video. And let's begin our time coverage from Times Square with team coverage from Times Square with News 4's Mark Santia and that video, Mark.
Yeah, one person right now. One person is in custody, one person on the run right now, Adam. There is a citywide manhunt for the shooter. Multiple law enforcement sources say the two appear to be migrants living at the Stewart Hotel. Now, we want to show you how this all...
And then they live in their hotel. They living good, yo. Yo, this is craziness.
all unfolded. Take a look at this surveillance video obtained by News 4. This shows how the chaos all started here inside JD Sports. Law enforcement sources say you can see the store security guard zero in on one person and stop the guy dressed in white. The guard motions repeatedly to the bag he's holding in his right hand while blocking his path to the exit. Another person comes over.
But you see, this is the definition of security guards doing too much too, because it's like, I mean, I get it. Their job is to prevent thieves, but this could have been avoided had he not had a gun. You right. Drop that comment.
And leaves. Our sources say the security guard asked to inspect the bag. Another man in a blue jacket steps over. As the security guard speaks with him, the man in the white begins fumbling with his over-the-shoulder bag. You can see he turns his back to the...
But what could have made him go from, she's taking my bag, I'm going to shoot her? Like, how did that transition? It's like, what was she saying? That's why I feel like the security guard could have, like, amped it up. But at the same time, nobody in their right mind is going to assume that I'm going to get popped for checking somebody from stealing. So it's like, how could this have been avoided? The only thing I could think of is, as a security guard, I would have been like, all right, he stole, write it down in inventory. I don't know. I don't know their job. I don't know if they're supposed to confront the thieves. I don't know.
Security guard as she's distracted talking to the other man. Suddenly, the man dressed in white spins around with a gun in his right hand. The security guard sees this and begins to run as the man...
That is reckless behavior. Reckless behavior.
Man in white raises the gun and fires a shot. The bullet misses the security guard and hits a Brazilian tourist in the leg. News 4 also obtained still images of the gunman without his coat, still dressed in white, with a gun in his right hand, turn and fire outside the store as he's running through.
What? And you just popped just out of, in just broad day. I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words. In Times Square, you just popped. You just openly shot in Times Square. There's not millions, but thousands of people. That's crazy.
Through Times Square, the gunshots fired at police.
He shot at the police. Yeah, he young and dumb. He's young and dumb.
Law enforcement sources tell News 4 the guy you saw in the blue jacket in that video is in custody. He is being questioned. Police tell us he's 15 years old, but at this time, right now, police are still searching for the shooter. We're live in Times Square. I'm Mark Santia, News 4 New York.
Okay.
Yo, this is chaos. Pure chaos. Now, I've been doing my research. Now, it looked like they got the guy who did all the shooting. It said he's 15, and they got him in custody. Let's play.
That suspect was arrested in Yonkers this afternoon. His last known address is a migrant shelter on the Upper West Side.
All right, Fox 5's Linda Schmidt joins us live from Times Square with the latest on this late-breaking update. Linda.
Yeah, first of all, good evening to both of you. And the first thing to tell you here, the NYPD as well as the mayor holding a news conference about 25 minutes from now to update everybody about the arrest. But yes, he was taken into custody. And yes, it did happen in Yonkers. Now, this was an all-out manhunt for this kid.
Yo, it's kind of crazy how New York got a black mayor and mad shit going on right now. It's just mad shit going on the moment his ass gets. It's not his fault, but it's just funny that it's like at the moment he comes, all of this happens.
15 years old. Not only was he wanted for allegedly firing into this store last night, but also firing on the street as he was running away from police. He is also wanted for a connection to an armed robbery in the Bronx that happened just 2 weeks ago. And he is also suspected of firing his gun into the air at a park here on 45th Street. So top brass with the NYPD saying he was obviously armed and dangerous. The store surveillance video is chilling. An undercover female security guard stops 3 teenage boys who are...
Yo, he has this mentality of I can do whatever I want and get away with it. That's what that sounds like. Y'all subscribe for the vibe, man. Thoughts and praise to everybody. Wait, let me see. They got him in custody. How did they get him?
City Street.
He's running. He takes his gun out under his armpit. He fires again at our officer.
Police say the officer did not return fire out of concern for innocent bystanders. The suspect is Jesus Rivas Figueroa. He is from Venezuela and arrived in the city in September. His last known address is a migrant shelter on West 70th Street. The other 2 teens are ages 15 and 16, also migrants, and they all attend the same high school in Upper Manhattan. They are also under arrest. The NYPD saying there is a growing problem in the city with Venezuelan gangs.
There are some Venezuelan groups of migrants, I say some, not all, that are affecting crime in our city more so now than when they first got here. We saw the moped robberies and snatches. We see pockets being picked in Times Square and on the subway. We see some groups going to stores, Macy's, Kings Plaza, Glass Hut, and stealing property.
All right, now that 15-year-old suspect, Rivas Figueroa, is now facing charges of attempted murder. But I do want to get back to that Brazilian tourist, the woman she was shopping here. She is visiting here with her mother-in-law. Thankfully, her knee was just grazed by the bullet, so she was taken to Bellevue Hospital.
Thank the Lord. Her knee, you know how close that was? How damaging that could have been? You cannot question God, yo. Yo, y'all subscribe for the vibe.